Hey everybody, welcome to Man Mondays. Michael Duff here from New York. We got the grandma blanket happening. Where's my hand? It's so weird to do this in reverse. We got New York City in the background there, as we should. And I have notes and I have your attention. Hey, there's some blurbs. My brother is watching. Brian Duff. And Lauren, hello. So welcome, it's Monday night, and Ken Walls is on. Yo, Ken. Tonight I am back in New York. Last week I was in Las Vegas for a convention for one of my companies called Drone Stock with my partner Robert Hogg, which was a blast actually, super cool. It was a really good convention. We got to meet a lot of very cool content creators and pilots. Drone Stock is a stock footage. Thanks, Ken. Ken shared this, so please feel free to join Ken in his sharing prowess. But Drone Stock is a stock footage company, and it's all footage shot from drones. Oh wow, Patty, hello. Went to school with us in Syracuse. So I don't know if you guys can see the bubble when I do this. When I think in the video when I'm pointing to stuff, the bubble's not even going to be there. So I'm pointing to nothing. Anyway, it looks good to me. So this week we're going to talk about. This is going to be part 2 of the keeping the flame burning. Larry Judge, thanks for joining us. Last week I was talking about my wife, because Ken's asking about my wife. She is in LA. We are like ships passing in that, my wife and I, quite often. I was in Chicago, then Vegas last week. Then before I got home, she went to San Diego, and now she's in LA, and she'll be back at the end of the week, and I'll get to see her again, which will be awesome. And she's actually on a shoot. I just got a text from, oh, there she is. She just popped in. I'm on a speedboat. I'm on a boat. Hey, Tim. Hey, Matt. She's on here. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Pete Leinheiser. Hey, dude. Terrence Friedman. Wow, nice crowd here today. I did last week's on my page, and I think nobody could find it. So here I am back on my profile, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hi, Jamie. Jamie Fisher is with my wife. Anyway, feeling a little bit like Mr. Rogers here, saying hello to everybody. So part 2 of how to keep the flame alive. Last week I talked about, for those of you who didn't catch it, I was talking about, what's the best way to put it? Porn was brought up, but overstimulation is really, it was a point I was getting at. And I'm not going to talk about that this week. You guys can check out the one on my page, Michael Duff page, Facebook/Michael Duff page. But this time I want to talk about change. And I say change as far as keeping the flame alive. We all change. And we grow, and things happen in life. Like literally right now, our cat is dying, for no softer way to put it, and we just want to have her go out peacefully here, and that's there's family stuff. My mom isn't doing great. There's stuff that intervenes, right, in relationships and life. There's Rita saying hi, so she's letting us know she's still around. And oh, thanks, Terrence. This is part of life, and it's it can be a drag for everybody. Obviously, hi Kelly, hi Cuz. Obviously, if the person who's directly affected, it will affect the most. But when you're on a team, it affects everybody. And Tim and Sally, hey guys, just to go back sports. If you're on a basketball team, if LeBron James is on your team and you're going and he gets hurt, that affects the team. It affects everybody in the team. And the coach has to change plays, and they have to change the way that they approach the game. In a lot of ways, it's like now you're suddenly playing against a different team. And so you have to adjust. And I actually think if you are in rhythm, which I talk about in my book, which isn't out yet. By the way, a plug here. I would love your help for you guys who are on, who may not know. I'm writing a book called Happily Unsingle, and it is the guy's playbook to a happy relationship through sports. And thanks for all the love, guys. It's brilliant. And there's a one-question survey on there. If you haven't already been on there, it'd be really a big help to me if you could go on there. Hi, Deb. And answer that one question. Simple. And I'm actually going to be doing a masterclass starting in May. And you will get free access to that if you help me out and answer this one question. That's on happily-unsingle.com. So go to happily-unsingle.com and answer that one question. I would love it. And pass it around. Get your buds to check it out and let me know what their one main question is. It'd be really a big help. So back to my sports and the change and keeping the flame alive. I do want to actually keep this on track. I do tend to wander a little bit. Mallory, hey. So change. Change is going to happen. Change should happen, in fact. Thank you, Ken. Change should happen. If things don't ever stay the same. I mean, change is going to happen. Things don't ever stay the same. Things go up or they go down. They're getting better or they're getting worse. They never stay the same. Okay, my wife, who is my producer, is chirping in here. It's a help to your purpose of wanting help mend and start great relationships. Help to your purpose. Oh, she's adorable. So, she's saying it's part of my purpose to help others have a great relationship, and it helps my relationship too. Terrence, the idea is for us all to be happily unsingle. If you're not and you want to be, then that's hopefully what I'm helping you do here. So, so what the hell was I talking about? You guys are so engaging tonight. I love this. I love the comments. And share it, by the way, if you guys feel it'd be really cool if you shared it. And as I said, I do love the comments. It's nice. So change. Things are either getting better or they're getting worse. And if you and your girl are individually not growing, there's only one other way that things are happening. You're getting worse. So it's just a physics thing. Nothing stays the same, right? So you should be growing and things should be changing. And to think that if, like, say you were a coach and you ran the same plays year after year after year, to think that you could still be successful doing that would be a little silly, really, a little naive. Thank you. And it's the same really in your relationship. If you just do the same stuff year in and year out and year in and year out, then it's, you're not staying the same. She's not staying the same. So you need to grow. The whole thing needs to grow and change. And I was talking before about change that isn't so great. Hi, Deb. Oh, no, this isn't the singing one. That's with Denise and I. But that's cool. It's good you want that. So, so again, change. Hopefully good change. I do, Terrence, I actually do love how the engagement throws me off. It's nice. It's like having a conversation with a whole bunch of people at the same time. And yeah, and still making the point, which I'm going to do. So the thing with keeping the flame going is actually really the same with. The problem is that I like to read these comments. Yeah, Denise, I'll get to those, and it's fun. So so if you're not in sync with your change, and this is something that's important. So listen up. I'm not going to read any comments while I say this point. If one of you is changing for the better and one of you is changing for the worse, it's not good. I know that sounds obvious, but it's ultimately it's just not gonna. It's gonna create friction, and what we don't want is friction. What I suggest, because this is for the guys, if you see your woman doing whatever, she's doing self-improvement, she's taking courses, she's going to conferences, she's improving herself and her life, and you're not, you need to get moving. You need to get your butt in gear. You need to be growing the same. You need to be changing in the same way, because you're going to be changing, either good or bad, but you need to make sure that you're changing the same way that she is. If she's not changing, that doesn't mean that you should not change as well, or because that's just a recipe for disaster anyway. If you both just punch in the clock 9 to 5, you come home, you watch TV, and then you do the same thing the next day and the next day. It's just, that's. I mean, maybe that's your jam, and that's cool, but that's not what the people that I talk to generally say is like living. But anyway, back to the point of change. In sports, when something changes, every game that's played, it starts one way. Every coach has a game plan. We all have game plans. As a couple, as teams, we have a game plan. We want to have the house with a white picket fence and the 2.4 kids, in a really nice neighborhood with a really great school, and we want to retire early so we can travel the world, and that's the game plan. Well, then life happens and things change. The coach has a game plan that he's going to, it's American football, he's going to pass, and then suddenly his 2 wide receivers in the first 5 minutes get hurt. So now he's like, okay, so now things change, and it's time to shift gears and change your game plan. And if you're not in sync with your teammate, this is in the relationship side now, if you and your girl aren't in sync, the changes that need to be made aren't going to be as easy to make. So you really need to have your rhythm in. You really need to check in with each other, and guys, I've said this a number of times, and I will keep saying it, but we are absolutely able to handle the entire relationship on our own. If we have our game on, if we're at full speed, and we're playing right, then really the woman shouldn't have to do a whole hell of a lot, and everything should be running fine. So with that, Denise had brought up, my producer had brought up in an earlier comment, there are just a lot of things that you can do to keep in sync. One thing I will say that I used to do a lot more than I do now, and I think I realized this trip that I need to get back in. When she would be going out of town, I would put little Post-its in her in just varying places in her luggage, while she was packing or something, or I would leave little notes, like in the pocket of her jeans or something like that. And she would, it's just a great effect. She would, it was just really cool. And so when I went on my trip this past time, I found a whole bunch of Post-its. It was adorable. It was really great, and it made me feel great, and really reminded me how it must have made her feel. Little tip there, guys. So if your girl's going to go away, just put some Post-its with some, silly little notes in there. I'm thinking of you right now, I miss you, or the heart, or whatever. And Denise put one in the popcorn bowl, so I would find it. Just genius. Anyway, I'm getting lost in my comments and texts. People are texting me. I love that. So, okay. So, as far as keeping the flame alive, last time I talked about we need to keep focused on the woman that we're with, as opposed to scantily clad women on Instagram or porn sites or strip clubs. That is not being a team player. I likened that to if a quarterback for, I don't know, the Redskins had all he did was talk about, I don't know, Rob Gronkowski from the Patriots. It's just after a certain point, it makes everybody feel bad, and it's just like creating on a different line than the team that you have, and that's not cool. That's not good for the team. So, and that will eventually push you away from the person that you are supposed to be creating with, keeping that flame alive. Because if you've ever tended a fire in a fireplace, you have to keep adding firewood to it, right? You need to keep doing stuff to it in order to keep it burning. So, a relationship is really no different, except for you don't use wood. Okay, I heard all of those little chuckles back there. So that pun aside, hey, all you guys, you guys joined us. This is so great. It's good to have you on. Wow, lots of people I don't normally see. Very, very cool. Thanks for joining, all you dudes. Very cool. Yeah, Ken, go Steelers. Yeah, again, we're going to take a slight tangent here on football because we're off season and the draft is coming up, but baseball season started, which is really exciting for me because I'm from Boston, so the Red Sox are kicking ass, but as are the Mets. Terrence, the Giants have amazing draft picks for the year this year. They should be doing great. So, along the line of what I was saying, what a tie-in I'm going to try to make here. So, like the New York Giants right now had a horrible year, a horrible few years, and a little like lost. They were sort of lost, right? So they had a direction. They had Tom Coughlin coaching, and they beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. They had some stuff going on, and then things changed. Personnel changes. From management changes, and things change. And really, it's a matter of how you deal with the change, right? How do you handle it? Do you handle it well? Is grace under fire, or is it just a disaster? Which I hate to say, Terrence. The Giants sort of became a disaster, but it looks like they might be able to turn around because they have some amazing draft picks. So we'll see. So what I was talking about as far as keeping the flame, this is part two. This is part two of my keeping the flame lit, and tags on to a bit what I was saying last week as far as you need to create the relationship. I mean, I think that's sort of a given, but it's I know some people forget. But what I was going to say was, guys, I'm going to have some weird light come on right now. Ready? Here we go. I have to put my monitor on. Oh, wow. Or not. It's not going out of sleep. Oh, well. That's fine. So, because I had notes on there I was going to talk about, but I had to turn it off because it made this really very bright light over here. So, yeah, the Bruins are playing, Tom. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, it's an exciting time. Hockey, really great. Great game to watch. Super, one of my favorite things to watch live. It's frustrating to watch on TV, though, because it's just, I don't know, it's just not the same. So, yeah, it's playoff time. It should be baseball time. A lot of games got canceled because of the snow. That's so dumb. I was in New Hampshire yesterday, and there was snow. It is mid-April, I think my calendar says. Oh yeah, things slow down, Terrence. There you go. So as far as what I was going to say as change is concerned, keeping the flame alive, you have to actually know what your woman wants. Shocking, I know. It's super shocking. So in order to keep the flame alive, especially as we go, as we change, right? We grow, we do different things, each part of the team will have our own opinion of what the other person wants, which is hysterical because we're usually wrong. I was really amazed a few years ago, and Denise and I will be married 29 years next month, and just a few years ago, this is when we still lived in LA. I was showing her something, she had a question or something on her computer, and I'm trying to show her this, and one of our friends, Marla, was over, and I'm trying to show her this thing, and I'm like, you can get this, Denise. You're a smart girl. You can do this. And then her friend just stopped and said, sometimes we just want it done for us. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. It never entered my mind before. I don't know. I just thought it was amazing. So we don't always know what we think we know. Like, I just assumed that she would want to do what it was that I was showing her to do. And when I looked over to her after Marla had enlightened me, she was like, yeah, sometimes we just do. I was like, okay, there was that. So I went and I just did that thing, and then certain things that I just know I will just do now. So I don't have to worry about it. But if you don't know what your woman wants, and it changes, and women, all you women on here, hi Janice, can either corroborate or give me hell for this one, but women change a lot, and rightfully so, right? Why not? So if we're not paying attention as guys, if we're not really seeing, yes, we're crazy. Well, we're all crazy, but I think what makes you, Jackie, I'm talking to Jackie because Jackie says, yes, we are crazy. But I think what the perception is that makes you crazy is we're not just paying attention. If we were paying attention, then we could see, oh, what she wants is shifted. But if we're not paying attention, we'll still be thinking about how she was before, and that's like running the old same play and expecting a different result. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. So just a note, if anybody has a question of how to, I'm going to keep going on these, how to keep the flame alive, because a lot of this stuff really, I think most of the stuff that I'm talking about here is basically that. I think, guys, if you watch any of these things I do, I think if we have our game on, then that in itself will keep the flame alive, because if we're paying attention, if we're making sure we're in sync, we're listening to what she wants, we're creating with her. These are like basic things, but especially with our super, super busy lives, they're easy to miss, right? They're easy to just sort of, go and just get busy doing other things and forget, these things that make our team our team. So just another note. He keeps saying D. For some reason, I think it's talking to me. Oh, that's funny. David, that's funny. So for those of you who don't know, I am writing a book called Happily Unsingle. And there's a one-question survey on there right now that I would love your help on. So if you haven't done, girls, you can do this too, but it's mostly for guys. It's just really a one-question survey, and I'm going to be doing a master class starting in May with all the stuff that I'm writing on the book. And if you answer the question, I'll get you free access to the class, which I think is going to be a blast. I think we're going to have a lot of fun and hopefully I'll be able to help you guys some. And hey, Carmen. Okay, actual real question. Okay, I'm getting all serious because there's a real question here. Okay, so there's more. I couldn't even see the whole thing. You can share it, Jackie. Just share the video. Share these videos. That'd be great. Get the word out. And you guys, I would love the help. Share this stuff. Get the word out. I want to help a lot of people. So, yeah, Janice, I love you helping. Share me, dagnabbit. So, okay, so that's my rant for this fine Monday. My cousin Nikki's on. Very cool. So I will see you guys all next Monday at 9:30 Eastern. Thank you for dropping by. Love the hearts. Yeah, there's others. You guys can go back and check out the older videos I've done. If you have any questions or ideas of things for me to talk about next week, let me know. I do need to start doing these more, more than just once a week, but this last week was a little hellish with all my traveling and the convention, which was awesome. So, all right. So, thanks for hanging out. I do really appreciate your time and your attention. It's just awesome. And hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. And I will see you guys next Monday. Again, Michael Duff, happily unsingle.com. Check it out. Man Mondays returns on Monday. Thanks.